Hi, Sabrina Whitehorse here, Taken TV. We are honored to have Steve Stern with us today in Palm Beach. And Steve, you are doing amazing things. You've got t-shirt companies, you just do so much. I know I've seen podcasts with you before. I've actually interviewed you on my podcast. Please tell our audience what you do. You have amazing energy. You just don't stop. You're like a Duracell battery.
So I'm the vice chair of the Broward Republican Executive Committee, and about 4 years ago, I saw Dan Schultz on Steve Bannon and called him up. He got me on the Bannon show. We've been on there ever since. What we do, precinct strategy is the Republican Party. There's 400,000 slots, 200,000 people involved. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to work, and it takes a lot of effort. So we branched out to many, many different shows, podcasts. We also opened up our own podcast called Stern American, where we're interviewing people. And the whole idea is to get people involved. So about 2 years ago, I was up with President Trump, and he asked me to do a election security call. So terrific today, and hopefully this gets on fast, because this Wednesday coming up on the 31st, we're going to have 40,000 people on our election security call with top people in the country. We're going to have Mike Lindell on. We're going to have Linda Sinkowitz. Linda Sinkowitz, very interesting person, because she's giving us people that have voted twice or 3 times in the country. And what she's done is super involved. And if you have an organization, she will give you 500 free people that voted 2 or 3 times or are registered 2 or 3 times. Why is that important? Because the Democrats have found a way to get people involved with illegal activities by getting people 2 or 3 times registrations, dead people registrations. And also, we're going to be talking about, with True to Vote, on how to get the illegals off the voter rolls, which is probably the most important thing, because Trump has no way to win if the illegals vote.
Isn't that one of the reasons why, Steve, that so many people are coming into our country, that they want to get them to vote?
Well, it's funny. I spoke to a radio lady who's an assistant to the radio guy, and I spoke to her yesterday, and she said, oh, there's only about 200,000 people coming into our country. I said, well, you're completely wrong. There's about 14 million. She said, can you prove that? It was like, go online. I mean, you're on the radio. You should know what's going on. So
that's the scary part, and that's really one of the reasons why platforms like this exist, and that the work that we're doing is so powerful, because we've got to expose more and more of the truth, and the MSM media is not giving us the truth. As a matter of fact, I was at the Trump rally in the Doral about 3 weeks ago. You might have been in Europe at the time, but he was saying, oh, look at all the cameras, and he's pointing to all the cameras. Everybody turns around. All their little red lights were off. When he says something that they don't want you to listen to, they shut down. What are we, children? God wants us to speak the truth. God doesn't want us to just say certain little things and not speak the truth. And I think that's why what you're doing is so important, because you're actually getting to make sure that these people aren't voting 2 and 3 times.
Well, we're trying. I mean, it's a very difficult thing, because when I saw Trump a couple of years ago, he said, hey, we're not in socialism anymore, we're in communism. And it's a very difficult thing, because if the people don't get involved, it's impossible for us to do it. No matter how many people you have, you need a lot of people. And it's true. Not only are people voting 2 or 3 times, and we have proof of this now, and a lot of times when you go to court, if you don't have the right proof, they're just going to say it's not true. So Linda Sinkowitz, TrueToVote.org, has helped us out quite a bit. We have people from Pennsylvania coming on. We have people from Ohio coming on. They're all working on this stuff, because we only have about 100 days to do anything. And if we don't get the people off the voter rolls, there's no chance. In California alone, they've never taken anybody off the voter rolls. Everybody gets a ballot, and some people get 8 ballots. And it's kind of difficult, because just recently, when Biden got off the ticket and Harris started collecting money, all of a sudden 100 million comes in. Well, they're showing how the money is coming in from all over Europe, all over Russia, all over China, and it's coming in by $20, it's coming in by $10, illegal money coming in. And so people asked me the other day, well, why don't we do anything about it? Well, if you don't have the FBI, the Justice Department, the CIA, and every other organization, how are you going to do it? Well, the only way to do it is we need publicity. And all these podcasts, and of course I do a podcast also called Stern American. So not only do I get interviewed, but I interview people. So I have good rapport with a lot of people. And, of course, Steve Bannon has a huge amount of people to listen. And when he went in jail, the family asked me to do a shirt. You can see I'm wearing a shirt. Stand with Bannon. So if you go to sternwithbannon.com, you can buy a shirt to support Steve Bannon, who's in jail, because he has a voice.
Yes.
And, there's not a lot of people out there that have a voice. And,
Yes.
we're telling more and more people to watch his show. There's been a lot of people come in to substitute for him. And, a lot of people have left watching the show because it's not Steve Bannon. But we've got to protect him right now because he can't do anything in jail. We're going to have Captain Bannon talking. She's going to open our podcast. If you want to get on the podcast, go to stern1054gmail.com and you can get on there. If you don't want to sign up, you can go on live on Steve Bannon's Getter channel, 3 o'clock Wednesday the 31st. We will have between 20 and 40,000 people on it. We've already signed up hundreds of people, but you can also go live on Stern American. So it's very important to listen because we're going to have 10 speakers that are going to give you information that are going to help you get involved. And we need everybody to get involved with Cause of America, True to Vote, Cleta Mitchell, Jovan Pulitzer. It doesn't matter who they are. I don't care who you are. I'm not saying one person's better than the other, but everybody's got to come and get involved. And that's basically what I do. I'm not an expert on anything. All I do is to get people involved. I've been in business 70 years. On May 20th, I was 83 years old, and Steve Bannon sent a team down to do it live, which was very great. I also was nice enough on my 81st birthday to get a nice letter from President Trump, which I treasure. So they all know we're working hard, and podcasts like yours and others are so important to this country now. People ask me to get on and they have 100 people watching. I said, I don't care. Because those 100 people could turn into 100,000 people.
Yes.
So,
you just never know how it can hit a viral, and even if you can change one person's life, it's important. What you're doing is so vital. So what are some of the solutions that you think, because we talk about the problem, we have to understand, we have to acknowledge that there is a problem that exists. People are voting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Deceased people are voting. I even had somebody's dog was voting the last election. So this is something that has to be stopped. How can people? What can they do? What can they do to make a difference?
The first thing we'd do is to come on and listen to our experts, because we have anybody from Moms for America all the way down to people in Pennsylvania that have hundreds of people working. And if you can get involved then with them in every state, you can make a difference. In other words, there may not be 100% things that you can do, but if you don't get involved, then you can't do anything. So some of the things we're going to be doing is True to Vote has an app that they've got out, and also a guy named Johnny V, votifynow.org. We've also got yournews.com, totalnews.com. These are all people that are helping us. And we need you to watch and listen because they're going to direct you on what to do. I'm not the expert, but I'm bringing experts on.
Yeah, you're a connector. You bring people together.
So we're going to let you know what to do by listening to this. And very important, again, I'm going to go very easy, stern1054gmail.com. Email me, I'll send you a link. And a funny thing happened, you learn something new every day. And I've been around this exhibition hall and met people. A lot of people don't know who you are because, even though you're on TV all the time, we stay low key because we're grassroots. That's the difference. We speak to the people, whether it's Turning Point USA, whether it's Moms for America, whether it's Cause of America, it doesn't matter who. But we try to bring those people out, and every day we try to find new people. Now, that's what happened. I got back from Europe on Monday night. Tuesday morning, my phone lit up, and we found 5 new people that are going to help us because they hear that we bring people together. And when you get 40,000 people on there, those 40,000 people have people.
That's right.
So it doesn't make any difference. Like I said, if you have 100 people watching today or tomorrow, somebody's going to tell somebody else. So you ask what we can do. Well, the main thing is, you need to join a Republican Party in your county because those are the people that are getting people elected. We need to get MAGA people elected because if we have a lot of rhinos in Congress and you can see nothing's getting accomplished. So this is going to be, every election I've heard over the last years, this is the most important election. But I got to tell you, this is the most important election because if we don't get the right people elected, you're going to have the Supreme Court changed.
Yes.
We're going to have 2 states added that are Democratic states.
Yes.
We're going to have more power in the Democratic Party to the left that is going to tax your butt off. And you would think that people want to get involved and vote because their pocketbook. Let's face it, we got 14 million people coming into this country. And you talk to a lot of people and they say, 14 million? No, you got to be kidding me. It's not
No, it's
possible.
the real deal. And what Steve is saying for all of us out there is we've got to make a difference. We're empowered, we are powerful, and we've got to be able to step out there, go out there and vote, talk to everybody about what's going on in this country. This is really happening. Unfortunately, we don't hear about it in our news, and that's why Taken TV is so important. My name is Sabrina Whitehorse, and Steve, thank you so much for being here on our platform and enjoying our time together.
Well, let's just finish with 2 things. One, I want to let you guys know that we have the largest patriotic website in the world called theflagshirt.com. And I'm standing behind Steve Bannon. You could see the shirt, standwithbannon.com. Go to standwithbannon.com, get a shirt, show your support. I just got off a boat in Europe. I was wearing my shirt. It happened to be an American shirt. And we had a lot of people come up like this and thank me for what I'm doing because they recognize me, seeing me on a lot of different programs. So thanks for having me on your
Thank
podcast
you.
today. And action,
pleasure.
action, action.
Take care. Bye-bye. See you later.